Hello everyone and welcome to my latest SQLpassion Weekly Update video. As you see, I'm still alive. I have survived the Vienna City half marathon, which was on Sunday, but still today on Tuesday I'm really tired, trust me. As you can see, I was able to finish the half marathon in 1 hour and 46 minutes, so I was much faster than I have expected. As I have said last week, my expectation was to get a time in less than 1 hour and 50 minutes, so I have quite nicely achieved that goal. I want to talk now a little bit about the half marathon itself, how everything has worked out for me. As you can see, one of the bad things about the half marathon was the temperature. It was very hot, so the race started at 9 o'clock in the morning with almost 14 degrees Celsius, and I have finished 10 minutes before 11 with around 18 centigrades, which was already very hot when you're running. We also had a lot of sun, so yeah, it was really terrible from the heating conditions. As you can see, my average pace was almost 5 minutes per kilometer, which is around 12 kilometers per hour, which was not that bad. As you can see from the route, we have talked about the route already last week, so it's just the same route as I've already shown you. So we have started again at the Reichsbrücke at the University in Vienna, and more or less I was just running the whole course without any breaks. I had just one very fast break at the opera, where I have met my family, so my wife and my two children, where I just got some water, and that break was for around 10 to 15 seconds, so a very fast break, and everything else I was just running with an average pace of around 5 minutes per kilometer. The hardest part of the route was beginning from the opera to Schloss Schönbrunn in the west of Vienna, because on that part of the route you have a slightly elevation, so you're gaining here at around 30 meters. 30 meters doesn't sound that much, but as I've said, it was very hot, very sunny. So you had the sun here coming from the south, so this was really terrible, and I have lost here at around about 1 minute, but I was able to gain that minute again in the last part of the race. So as you can see from the elevation profile, the opera was at around 55 minutes, where you have an elevation of around 137 meters, and you're going up to around more than 200 meters. So as I've said, 30 meters are not that much, but yeah, when you're running that with a very fast pace, this is a lot. As you can also see here quite nicely from the base chart, as I've said, I was able to run an average pace of around 5 minutes per kilometer. Those things here, those are just problems with the GPS signal. So that one here was in the Prater Hauptallee, and with my Garmin watch I always have here some problems because I'm not getting a perfect GPS signal, and the same was in the last part where you're just going down the Maria-Hilfer-Straße in Vienna, so very high buildings, and in such conditions my watch always doesn't give me a great signal. But as you can see, as I've said, I just had here in the middle at the opera a break of around 10 to 15 seconds, so very short, but yeah, that was it. And as you can see, my heart rate, that's also always fascinating. So normally my heart rate is very high in comparison to other people. So for example, I'm able to run a 10k race with an average heart rate of around 180 to 185 beats per minute, and that means that I'm able to do a half marathon which lasts less than 2 hours, almost less than 2 hours, with an average heart rate of around 170 to 175 beats per minute. So my goal was to run as long as possible with an average heart rate of around 170 to 173 beats per minute. And as you can see, I was able to hold those beats very long, and of course in the last part of the race I didn't care about the heart rate anymore, and I just gave my best effort to get a best possible time. As I've said in the last video last week, my record for the half marathon distance is 1 hour 54 or 44 minutes and I think 15 seconds. So I've just missed my best time by 2 minutes, which is not that bad when you think about the weather conditions. So yeah, today I'm still a little bit tired. I was already doing some bicycle work, so 50 minutes with 20k. So over the next few days I'm hoping to recover as fast as possible from that race. Since last week I have also already learned what a Moshpit is. So the guys from the conference in Berlin in Germany just gave me that link to Wikipedia. And as you can see, a Moshpit or a moshing is an extreme style of dancing in which participants push or slam into each other, typically performed to aggressive live music as heavy metal and punk rock. So yeah, it seems that I have pronounced that last week correctly. The Data Moshpit conference, and the more I learn about it, the more I know that I'm not really well situated for that conference. But yeah, let's see what happens if they will choose an abstract for me, and maybe I'm able to present at that conference in Berlin in Germany in September. Another user group conference that I want to mention today is the data platform Women in Technology Mental Health and Wellness Day, which just happens in a few days on May 5th. And as you can see from the agenda, that conference is not really a technical one, so there's no session about SQL Server, no session about data analytics. Almost everything is just, as the title says, about mental health and wellness. The whole conference is organized by Marla and her team, and as you can see, there are quite well-known speakers. For example, Catherine Wilhelmsen presents a session, Megan Longoria presents a session, and also, for example, Jess Schultz, which I also know from years ago. We have done, I think, in the year 2011 a SQL Cruise conference in Alaska. So already a very, very long time ago. But yeah, if you're interested in mental health and wellness, they just sign up on those links for that conference, and maybe we will see each other there. Of course, I also want to talk in my SQLpassion weekly update about something technical oriented. I haven't found for that week any related news for SQL Server, any cool blog postings, but what I have found today in the morning during my coffee was a quite interesting GitHub repository, the DOS subsystem for Linux. As you might know, if you are running on Windows, you can install the Windows subsystem for Linux. Means you can completely run a Linux environment on Windows. So as you can see, for example, on my machine here, I have that installed, the Windows subsystem for Linux, and as you can see, we can do here some fancy Linux commands just directly integrated into Windows. And the cool thing here about the DOS subsystem for Linux is, this is more or less, yeah, a funny project from someone. It's just an alternative in which you can work in an MS-DOS environment with Linux. So as you can see from that short video, you have here a command, just give me a second, yeah, the DSL command, and with the DSL command you can run on the DOS prompt just Linux commands. So this is quite interesting. I haven't looked into it because I don't have a DOS environment. So as you can see from the building instructions, you need an installed copy of MS-DOS. I didn't have that ready for today's video. Maybe I'm able to prepare here something for my upcoming videos. But yeah, when you also look on the source code, this is also interesting. A lot of things are just done here in assembly, so I'm quite familiar with that one because of my OS development work. And I think I have to dig a little bit more into that source code to understand how the whole thing works. But as I've said, this is not a real project. This is more or less, yeah, a funny way to run in a DOS environment, just Linux commands. For the remaining part of that SQLpassion weekly update, I want to talk about chess. As you might know, my son Philip is a quite well-known chess player already in Austria. He's 13 years old and currently ranked in his age group within the first 10 people. And he has also his own YouTube channel, his own website, SQLpassion, chesspassion.at, where he also publishes a lot of different videos. And on Thursday we are traveling to a chess tournament, Semriach in Styria, and today I want to talk about that website, chessresults.com. If you are familiar with chess and you are playing tournaments, you maybe already know that website, because on that website you can track all the major games which are happening. So for example, as you can see here, we have here Austria, we have here Styria, Steiermark. And as you can see, we have here those two tournaments in which we are playing from Thursday to to next Monday. Philip is playing in the A tournament, so you can see he is ranked here. Aschenbrenner Philip. He is already an international elo number of around 1670, which is quite amazing because he has started with chess around 3 to 4 years ago, in the time when I have broken my leg, if you remember. So Philip is playing in the A tournament. As you can see, the opponents are ranked with an elo more than 2000. And I'm playing in the P tournament, which we have here. I'm more or less a loser compared to Philip because my elo is not that great, around 1200, and based on the people who are playing here, I'm quite happy if I'm not losing any elos, but I'm not really sure, so let's see what happens here. But you can track here all those games, and as you can see, when we are going here to a chess tournament which has already happened, let's see if we find here one. Let's try it. Nope. Let's try another one. No. Let's try another one. We have that one, the International Quartz Open, where Philip and I also have played. And as you can see, you see here for a finished tournament, or also for an ongoing tournament, the board bearings. So we had here multiple rounds played, and as you can see, for each round you see the bearing, you see afterwards the result. So 0 means the guy or woman has lost, a 1 means the other one has finished, and a half point means just a draw. So if you're interested, you can see here how the various games have went, how the players have played. So if you're interested how Philip and I performing during that chess tournament, you can just check out that site, and then you can see how that player has done. So we are playing that tournament beginning on Thursday, so just in 2 days, with multiple rounds, and we are finishing on Monday, which is a bank holiday in Austria. And in my video next week, I will then tell you how Philip and I have performed. So thanks for watching today. It was a lot of fun to speak today to you. Stay tuned, enjoy the rest of your week, and we will hear each other next week again. Thank you.